Certainly was indeed. I think that Interpol hasn't necessarily played well for him. He can't find the car balance on the intermediates on a dry track. It's purple through the middle sector, though. He's certainly looking to improve as we head through the swimming pool section in towards Raskas. He's got to get this crucially correct. And he's got one more corner to navigate. Well, two corners if you call it that. 18-19. Anthony Knowles. DRS becomes enabled. Here we go. Final laps of the session. Formula Karim goes fastest.
He still could be under pressure though, because there are a lot of drivers out there and this track is just going to continue to get faster, especially with the DRS enabled. Nick Fly starting his final lap of the session. Few drivers might not get round to start a flying lap. I'm looking at Ricky 03 in the Williams. I'm looking at Safso, who's just crossed the line. Here's Mr. Dale. Was fastest a few moments ago, now down in 14th on a 20.2. Ricky's done, so is Lolanoba. Over the line we go with Dale, and it's a 16.7. Third fastest for the time being. Meraki's in the pits, and so is Razin Chai.
Infratic just scrapes himself through P8 for the Ferrari on a one-run wonder. Safso is surely at risk now. I don't know if he's going to be able to try and pull his way through. Test will be next up towards the line, though. Team Mercedes, of course, his teammate Team Marduk pulls himself to safety. P4, that drops Scott Taylor into the worry zone. Nick Flies has got a job to do, as does Safso. Hayden Gullis has retired back to his dormitory. Next across the line will be Scott Taylor, or both Aston Martin boys who are in towards the pit lane. So yeah, it'll be the Haskar of Taylor. Comes through the final couple of corners now. Can he secure himself from safety? GB goes fastest, immediately replaced by Formula Kai. 15.0 for the Kick Sauber. Let's have a look further back. Scott Taylor gets himself to safety. F1 Alex next in worries. He goes third fastest. Nick Flies as Karim goes faster now. Can Nick Flies relegate that guy Vince out of Q1 here? Up towards the line he will run. Is he going to go faster? Yes, he does. That guy Vince, who had all the pace in early stages when it was raining, gets knocked out at the first time of asking. Certainly is indeed. We saw the reaction when he got through to Q3. Red Bull just moving out the way. I'm going to assume that's Meraki or Mr. Dale, one of the two, as he progresses his way through the lap. Up towards the timing beam. Where's he going to go? Scott Taylor towards the line. 1 place improvement, half a second there or thereabout. P7 is where he finds himself at the moment as our top three continue to retire. Karim, Razin and Tia Marduk deciding that they've had enough of this Q2 session, decided they have gone fast enough as well. Pretty much confirmed that Safso will start in P15. Let's not forget Scott Taylor has that 5-place grid penalty that he accumulated back in Q1.
Very, very good point. Very, very good point. So wherever he starts, he's going to be compromised a little bit. The checkered flag is waving. So these are the laps that have got to count. Nagera currently only 13th. Unlucky at the moment. Jumps up just inside the top 10 into 8th place. Can that Scarlet car remain in there? Nick Flies missing out by just under 2/10 of a second. It'll only be one Papaya McLaren in qualifying 3. Can Infratic make it 2? Scarlet Red Ferrari cars into Q3. Pulling up to the line now as he cuts the beam. Doesn't look particularly quick. And it is not only a 10-0. Misses out Infratic.
Doesn't improve, unfortunately. Well, it does improve by about 7/10 of a second. Dale goes straight on at the Nouvelle chicane, crashes himself out of this session. Q2 will be his demise, as that was over the line. Scott Taylor on the team radio, hoping that he's done enough. Tesswell couldn't go quicker. Nick Flies couldn't go quicker. Neither can Infratic or Mr. Dale. So that is going to be Scott Taylor through to Q3. GB in towards the pit lane, as is Matati and Mr. Taylor himself. And let's get a live reaction, see how he's doing. There is all smiles on the face of the Scotsman. Let us know in the live chat, wherever you may be watching, whether that's Twitch, YouTube, I mean even Twitter as well, who your prediction is on for pole position here this afternoon. 2 entries in the final showdown have been laid down. Matati with a 109.4, F1 Alex with a 109.5, Formula Kai, the other Kick Sauber at the moment, going purple through the second sector, looks to lay down as the rear end kicks out. That guy Vince in the chat reckoning for GB68, hoping his teammate can get pole position for the Aston Martin Giro. Formula Kai goes quickest, 108.3 for himself. Lots of time still to come. Lots of potential for crashes still to come here, Tom. We've got 8 minutes and 27 seconds of pure carnage.
Big blunder that from Karim. He was purple in the first sector and I think purple in the middle sector as well. So making a mess of his first flying lap of the session, leaving himself with some work to do, a little bit unstable over the curve through the swimming pool section for the green machine of GB. Up towards Anthony Knows we go. Can he rotate the car nicely? A little bit wide of the apex or the wall on the inside, but pulling gears up to the line as he cuts the beam. Was it going to be? Is it provisional pole? Nearly half a second down.
Not a good start for GB. Still time to find, still tyres to use, of course. That could potentially be a scrub set for a few of our drivers. Formula Car could have gone out on a brand new set of rubber. Let's wait and see what happens over the rest of this Q3 session. Lots still to happen. Tim and Marduk making his way through the third sector, through the pool section that we have here in Monaco. He's leading the championship, but he hasn't finished on the podium since he won in the United States back in round number 1. The Italian jump from the Austrian hills haven't treated the Australian very nicely. Will Monaco do him a favour? No, across the line. It's only going to be P2 at present. On Formula Kai, as we make our way through this session, just over 4 minutes to go, can the young man start from pole position? They say quite often the race on Sunday is decided on Saturday here in Monaco. Formula Kai looking to improve on his lap time. Are we going to see a 7? No, but we're going to see a quicker 108.211 for Formula Kai, stamping his ability up on the leaderboard. Oh. Formula Karim out of absolutely nowhere, 107.842. We've got Formula Karim, Formula Karai. It's a Formula front row here in Monaco. Certainly has indeed. This is where it's going to get spicy, folks. 15 seconds until the checkered flag will begin to fly. Last minute predictions are allowed here in the F1 Creator Series. Get them in the live chat wherever you may be watching. Let's see who's going to take pole position at Monaco. Everybody out apart from Matati and F1 Alex, who finished up late. Let's see which way that dice is going to roll.
There's nothing between Karim and Razin Chai through the first couple of sectors, about 0.03 of a second at the moment. Will it be McLaren or will the Alpine throw a buzzer beater right at the end? Can Razin Chai steal a march on Formula Cream? Upset the Formula front row. No, he cannot. He's still over 0.2 of a second down. 108.1, but he has pushed Formula Car off the front row of the grid.
Aguera in towards the pit lane. GB, the next to come up towards the line. 2.8 tenths improving as he heads through the pool section in towards Raskas. Locks up the wheels. Let's see what he can do as he comes through Anthony Knoll. DRS ring will open. The battery being depleted. GB will come up towards the timing beam. Goes only 4th fastest. 2 tenths improvement. Scott Taylor next across the line. 8 tenths improvement through the second sector. Can Haas try and relive its day here in Monaco once again? Can he go quicker? He can. Steals P4 from GB. Next, Formula Kai looking to try and pip out his namesake. Can he do it as he comes up? Yes, he can. A 107.834. After Karim couldn't go faster, Kai shows him that you can. And that is going to be Formula Kai starting from pole position of the Monaco Grand Prix. And he has well and truly stamped his name into history here in the F1 Creator Series. We wait now for Gillen and Gullis to line up on our grid, once above another, P20 and P18 respectively. It's going to be very damp in our cockpits. We are going to have lights lit above our heads. We got 2, we got 3, 4 and 5. And for Monaco, in season number 9, the lights go out and we go racing with Formula Karim and Kai pulling away, both equally into turn number 1. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? It's Karim round the outside, but there's contact with the wall. He's met his best friend, Barrier, and that's going to allow Formula Kai into the lead of the race. Razin Chai swooping up to P3 as well. Beautiful moves from himself. Aguera making early moves from this race start, and it's going to be F1 Alex trying to make a very similar move on the Alpine that's looking rather stranded as we come to the top of the hill, through Casino, in towards Mirabeau, in towards the hairpin. This is where mistakes surely are going to be start to be made. Let's have a look, let's have a watch as Formula Kai leads our procession through.
Well, Karim will be disappointed. The only strategy that I can think of for starting on the wets was try and get track position straight away, get ahead of Formula Car and then pull away right from the outset, as the wets for a few laps are quicker than the green striped intermediate tires. We did have a yellow flag being thrown up, but nobody is facing the wrong way or indeed upside down, so we continue on Formula Karim, shadowing every move from Kai, but he's made a mess of it on lap 1. First ever pole position, but he logged the brakes into the Nouveau chicane, slammed that front wing into the barrier on the left hand side, and somebody already has come a cropper, and it's one of the form horses to try and pick up the win in 78 laps time. Big gag on the cars, caught up by that as well, behind the ailing kick Sauber of Formula Kai jumping into the pits. This is now what Formula Cream wanted to happen, didn't quite happen in the way that he was expecting. Razin Chai slow coming out of Sandoval. He's tapped the barrier. You can see he's got half a front wing on the right, or the left hand side, sorry. Through goes Meraki, through goes GB, and that's the second mistake from one of the front runners we've seen. Razin struggling on the intermediates, drops a couple of places and some points of downforce for good measure.
Certainly will be indeed. Let's see what everybody decides to bolt on. I think, as you said, drivers in towards the pit lane, hopefully in the next few minutes. Let's see where they're going to go. Rain has well and truly stopped. The dry line will start to form, and yes, everybody coming in towards the pit lane now. Fresh tyres for a lot of our cohort here.
100%, yeah, but he's still got a long way to go, of course. Only lap 17 of 78. 60 laps remaining of this Grand Prix, so plenty of time for some safety cars and plenty of time for Alex Gillen to launch up the inside into the Nouveau chicane. This time he's further alongside, but he's crashed. Alex Gillen getting it wrong, clipping the inside wall, and for the second time this season, Alex Gillen has retired.
Oh my goodness, I never thought I'd see that. That's a rare mistake from Alex Gillen. And that's his first ever DNF on the F1 Creator Series, because technically he was classified in Monza. Alex Gillen, at a rare moment of weakness, will not be classified here at Monaco this afternoon. Wow, I never thought I'd see a mistake like that from Alex Gillen.
And then this was what happened to Razin Shai. This is why
sorry
he
to
got
cut you off, Alex. Hayden Gullis off into the wall in the third sector. Hayden Gullis out of this race here this afternoon, pushed wide by the Alpine of Razin Shai. Front wheel completely missing for him this afternoon. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but surely now Bert Mylander caught into action. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a safety car.
London buses waited ages to see somebody have a little bit of a whoopsie first retirement of the race. Now we've got multiple Formula Creams going off at the swimming pool chicane. I wonder if he overtook a couple. Oh, this is not ideal at all. Hayden Gullis has left the session. I can just see that in the Creative EC, everybody is undeafened at the same time as well. We're going to go back to Clipbook Corner.
That is not where you want to be for this race start. Hopefully someone is going to give him some relief. He's not even in his grid box there. How has he managed to reset back to that position? He's going to be absolutely fuming. His wheel surely is going to have to be turned all the way to his left-hand side, but we'll wait for the lights because they cannot be far away. GB, who's pointing in towards the wall. We've got lights above our heads, ladies and gentlemen. We've got lights all lit, 5 lights on, and the lights go out, and we go racing once again. GB with a good turnaround to get his car pointing in the correct direction. It's 2 by 2 by 2 in towards the first corner, though. Everybody snaking through. There's a Kick Sauber out and round further back. F1 Alex and Mr. Dale camming together, and that's going to be the Kick Sauber coming off worst. For Mackay getting involved as well. No front wing for himself in Fratic, who really hasn't liked the situation this afternoon. 10 seconds for a severe collision with Test Will as well. The Ferrari having a day go to bad to worse. We've already got a virtual safety car.
Not had the rub of the green, let's say, so far this season. And we're going once again.
Light goes green on our drivers, and look at this. GB immediately under pressure from Team Monaco. We've seen this story written before. More yellow flags further back as Gillen's into the wall. That's not going to be too happy for himself. You can see his car stranded all the way further back, just getting going again through the swimming pool section. The driver that started on the hard tyre now has front wing damage to boot as well. F1 Alex getting past Fratic as he's in towards the pit lane, not only to serve a 10-second penalty, but also fresh tyres on. One of Williams into the pit lane as well. Ricky 3, to my assumption. There's a considerable number of cars in towards this pit lane. It's a busy time to be a pit mechanic here. Certainly is. And now he's got Safso right on his tail. 5 of 39. They seem to be going a lot quicker here under dry running conditions. I say that Lolly Nova is out of the race. We've got a VSC again.
Well, the safety car's desperate not to come out. Where has he ended up there? I don't know how he's lost his wheel, because he hasn't reached to back corner. So he's obviously come a cropper on the entry. That's a very strange place to crash. Maybe he was battling with his teammate Scott Taylor, potentially. Nick Flies has jumped into the pits along with Nogueira. These guys are going to get rid of those soft compact tyres. Scott Taylor's in as well. Is Razin in the Alpine? No, Razin's staying out. He's going for the track position, not trying to fix his front wing. We're down to 18 drivers now, and Lolinova is the first to retire from race number 2, Electric Boogaloo.
He is. He's absolutely fine. Yellow flags further back as Dale might have got into the barrier. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I think Dale almost certainly has losing positions. Yeah, he's ghosted. Further back, VSC again. Bert Mylander once again refusing to come out of that pit lane. I think he hasn't brought his coat with him.
Oh, we got a safety car. You can see just on the track map that yellow dot there. We are going to be under safety car conditions. Formula Cream 4, I think the third time now, is going to have his lead wiped out. He's jumped into the pits, you would imagine, for the medium tyres, potentially to try to go to the end, although we're probably going to have another virtual or full course safety car between now and lap number 39 of this Grand Prix.
Speaking of what Hayden has to deal with, he's got 12 cars in front of him. The lights will now go green. Formula Grim can put his foot to the floor, and we will go racing on lap 13 of 39. 1/3 of the way through this new Grand Prix, and that is going to be Razin Chai. Sorry, Matati sending an audacious move down the inside of Safso. Razin Chai will now try his luck, but he's not too far ahead. He thought about it for about half a second. Nick Flies looking for a move on Nogueira as well, but Razin Chai still on the back. Damage safety car. I was going to say safety car on the top, but that's not. That's me misreading there.
Has he got more damage, Razin? He definitely had that front left end plate missing. There's more contact further back, people slamming into each other. Tim and Marduk trying to get past GB. This could be a crucial battle for the podium, and I think the reigning champion has got past GB. Yes, he has, confirming third position there. Razin certainly has more damage than he did before the safety car came out, so he's going to be even more wounded in the second half of the race. Formula Cream comfortable out in front, as is Meraki in second, and then Tim and Marduk stealing a march on GB at the restart.
No, that's the question he'll be asking. Could he have gone for it? Could he have committed to the move? He spoke a moment ago about watching with Alex Gillen. He's now battling Formula Car de Guerra down the inside of the Haas car. Scott Taylor having to do everything to try and avoid a collision. Now the Mercedes side by side. Tess Will thinking about an opportunity, but Guerra had to go from attack to defence in about half a second. They're very fortunate to come out on top. Williams further back. That's Hayden Gullis going sideways with Formula Kai. I think both of them progressing on through. Infratic is out of the session.
No safety car though, and it looks like Infratic's car's still running, so he's retired on track. He's decided he's had enough of the second week running, and Fabio is the third driver that won't be seeing the checkered flag, and another score of nil points for the one-time podium finisher in that Scarlet Red Ferrari car. That was, well, Code Brown moment part 3, I think, this time for Hollywood. Hayden Gullis coming through the swimming pool section. Formula Kai trying to make up for the blunders in this race so far. The pole sitter barging his way up the inside of Matinee corner and does force his way past Hayden Gullis. Wasn't the cleanest move you're ever going to see in your life, but this is Monaco, of course. Oh, Ben sliding his way coming out of the swimming pool chicane. He knows that Formula Cream is so much quicker than the guys that are around him. Nearly 5 seconds again he's built up in, what's that, 3 laps, 4.7 seconds as we cut the beam. Yellow flag is out once again. They're throwing them like they're going out of fashion at the moment. Who is it? I'm not sure who it is. I think it's a Haas. Scott Taylor has dropped it coming out of the swimming pool chicane, catching out Ricky 03 as well. We've got a virtual safety car, no front wing on the Haas. That is going to have to be returned to the pits. And Ricky has a 10-second penalty for a severe collision. Both of them with 10-second penalties, so they've obviously got a little bit too engaged with each other, minus their front wings, of course, and returning to pit road.
And now we're setting up for something very similar. The gap between Meraki and Formula Karim surpasses the 10-second mark. I think Meraki well and truly out of any contention of winning this Grand Prix race. But Tim and Marduk thinks about a move down the inside of Meraki, catches Meraki napping, and it's now the Australian who moves into P2. Meraki with a massive snap goes sideways. GB with a little bit of contact, and Meraki dropping down another position down to P4. He's got some work to cut out if he wants to try and catch up, and the look on his face says it all there.
Absolute disbelief, and if you're any good at lip reading there, you can probably work out that he wasn't particularly pleased with what he's just seen. I don't think he'll be particularly happy-eyed with the move Tim and Marduk made into Larascas corner. There was a little bit of contact, Tim and Marduk forcing his way through, but sometimes at Monaco, you just got to bite the bullet and send it up the inside, try and force your way past, and that is what happened, and then Meraki losing out to GB as well with that wobble, let's say, coming through Anthony Nose.
Certainly is indeed. I think tyres could start to be concerned. Formula Car yellow flag. Dale's out.
Gone.
As we headed through Casino. Is it going to be too late for a safety car? We've got a yellow flag other way. That's going to be Scott Taylor at a very similar position where we saw his teammate go out, and he's facing completely the wrong way. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Karim narrowly avoiding a race-ending crash there with a Haas that was rather Austin-powered here in Monaco at its key, and now he's going out and chasing wins like they're just candy from a candy shop. Yellow flag further back. Guerra off and round. I think that's going to be the Scuderia Ferrari stuck in a wall as we headed up through Casino. We've seen, I think that was where Infratic binned it in qualifying last time out in Season 7. Narrowly avoiding him is Tess Will coming swooping past. That Mercedes surely would have seen him at completely the last minute.
There was definitely a bit of contact though, and another kerfuffle going up the hill through Casino Square. Not good at all, and Nogueira does retire. I think he slammed it into the wall going up towards Mirabeau. Still no safety car though.
What this will be for Formula Career for what has been only described as the worst bad luck that a driver can have in the opening race of the season. I think he's had too many contacts to mention. He will come round the final corner through Anthony Knowles. The wheel starts to shake, the celebrations will rise, and Formula Karim will win the Monegasque Grand Prix in Season 9. A beautiful accomplishment after dedicated drives. The man who will stand atop everybody else with Tim and Marduk and GB to share the podium with.
And Alex Gillen has forced his way past Matati in the battle for 5th and 6th place, so what a recovery from Alex Gillen. Will Meraki steal the fastest lap right at the death? I will be surprised if he doesn't. One of the fastest drivers on the fastest set of tyres. He is going to take 4th place, just missing out on the podium. It is the fastest lap by quite a distance thought the Season 4 champion Matati will come home in 5th place behind. A very, very well done Alex Gillen. Recovered brilliantly to come home in 5th place and take a very decent chunk of points to add to his tally. But it's Formula Kareem in Dreamland once again. Super Kareem taking his 2nd Creator Series victory.
Beautiful stuff from Karim. He'll be happy with that. And now the Karim train has started. Where will it stop? Nobody knows. Lots of races, lots of opportunities for him to score points and score wins, score podiums. In fact, as we progress through this season, we're only on round 14 of, sorry, 14? Round 4 of 13 as Hayden Gullis gets disqualified right at the end there. But it's all going the way of Formula Karim in this Grand Prix at the moment.